So the experience I've had with interactive technologies was I was grateful to be in a district where they had smart boards, what else, projectors, printers, headphones, iPads, Apple TVs. So we had easy access to AirPlay, share our screens. Especially, I remember when they finally fully implemented it throughout the school district. It just made a great difference. I remember we had laptops in classrooms. It's just our district did really good in making sure that there was enough technology for students and making sure that it was accessible. I think as a teacher now, as a paraprofessional, something that could be better is probably, I think, very much the projectors. The smart boards we have are antique now. So whenever we have lights on, the kids cannot see that board. It's very hard and you have to turn it off, and then we're expecting them to like write, and how are they supposed to write when we have the lights off because you cannot see the board? So that's one issue I've noticed, and they started to replace them with I think the decision was a TV, like almost a monitor instead of a I'm not sure if it's an interactive monitor or if it's just a monitor. But they've started to replace those with that, so it makes it easier. It's a huge difference. Students can see and they can hear. Those things have better sound than the projectors. So when you're trying to present something to a 30 plus class, it's hard. And especially with sound, that sound is nowhere. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere. You can barely hear it and have to have everyone in that classroom quiet. So it's very difficult, and I think that's something the district could do a lot better. The invention of the interactive whiteboard that I really liked was I think it was the Vibe one. It was like a tablet but TV thing, and I think it's really good because, again, what I said, you need to use LED displays instead of the projectors. I would not buy a home projector. It works in the dark, but in daylight, not the best thing. Not the best thing at all. It works well in the dark, but in daylight, you need like something with LED so students can see and can hear from far away. And I liked it because you could write with it on your finger, and it had an interactive app with it. So you can use the app on your phone or on your tablet or whatever. And it didn't seem like it had a lot of wires, so you could basically share it and just connect it in. I thought that was really good and something that would be useful. The interactive app that I liked most was things like Kahoot, Quizlet, quizzes, where students can like use their iPads and then just put boom, 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 like Monkey Survey. I think that those are easy ways, and they have like free access. If I could choose just one for your future classroom, I think it would be the Vibe. I think it's useful in the classroom to have a display that has students where they can interact with it. I know students in even the higher level, like middle school and up, they still like doing interactive stuff. So it's something that would help them learn and would bring fun for them. My thoughts on the clickers. I don't really like them per se. I could see them going bad in the classroom. I've seen them being used on TikTok as a way as classroom management. So whenever a teacher has a student, whenever she's ready, she'll click on the clicker number, and have that student's clicker will start ringing, and that student will be able to go to her desk to ask the question that they needed. However, I've seen, as I was reading in the comments, I saw a lot of teachers were commenting back about it, and they were saying like, "Wow, my class used to have these, but kids used it against me, and they basically would just start beep 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 being being, and it just became a distraction." I just think it just depends on the class. I personally did not like them, especially with the program. I thought it's sort of like Kahoot, Quizlet, quizzes. It's sort of like that, where I'm like, it's a if I get to use a free program, why am I buying a program? So I think instead of wasting money on these clickers, I would use it on something else. Personally, I do not like the clickers. I think they're different ways to have students communicate that they need help and go up to that desk, and then instead of using clickers, I personally can see it being counterintuitive. I was someone who was easily distracted as a kid, so if I had a clicker, I'd just be pressing it just and probably break it. To be honest, I know for sure, and especially in elementary, I'd be just clicking on it as a fidget toy when it's not meant to be. My predictions on the clickers is I think it's going to be incorporated more in classrooms. I could see this being a thing, and especially at elementary level, I could see a lot of teachers gravitating towards this tool. It's just not something that I see myself using it right now. I predict that it's there probably is gonna be a better way. It's probably gonna evolve into something better. Because right now I could see it being a distraction where kids will be just clicking on the buttons, and it just be a way that it becomes a toy for them. I think in the future, if they perfect the design of it, I think it'd be a good tool, especially when you're like, I cannot have you all at my desk. I need you all to sit down, and I will be answering questions one by one. I think that's a good way, especially if a student needs help and they're shy and they don't really want to ask in front of everyone. They could just click on it, and then you call them up and they'll know. So I think it's a good way. I think it's a design thing right now that I'm sort of like, it's gonna be a distraction. I just know it. But yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Clickers, they are gonna be used more in the future, just not right now.